Take my eyes out.
Too much. Now I have to edit that out. Dang it. Okay, so which expressions are equivalent to 4b? When you have a problem that says equivalent to, you're going to box that answer. You want to find every answer that is 4b. Raylan, answer yourself.
No,
That's your goal. You want to get this to 4b. So we're going to try to go through answer by answer and get the one that would equal 4b. These problems are like 2 or 3 problems in one. They take a lot of time, a little bit of perseverance, and precision to get to the right answer. Let's write A here and then create your problem that I can simplify. Board to paper, make sure you have this written, and we're going to simplify it from here. This is like our first problem inside a problem. When you look at that problem, you're going to start thinking about gem dots. I want to do grouping first. And so I'm going to look at the b plus the 2b. Can I combine a b plus a 2b? Do those parentheses simplify at all? B and 2b are variables. So you can combine 2 variables into one. B plus 2b is 3b. If you're confused by this b and you need a number there, just drop a 1 in front of it. Hayden, track the board, please. Then put the 2. 2 is outside. If the number's outside parentheses, what does it mean is happening? 2 parentheses 3b. What's actually going on with that one?
I have a question.
Georgia.
Multiplication.
This is multiplied. So let's just think about that. You don't have to write it. And ready for question.
So, wouldn't you do the variable thing where you take the 2 and you multiply it by the 2 numbers inside first because there's no equal sign?
This is tricky because technically that's not a wrong step. However, these terms are the same. So you can add these together before distributing it to even simplify it just slightly. If this was a number 3 and that was a 2b, so this is 3 plus 2b, you can't combine those, right? So then you would distribute. But because these are the same, just add them. And you're going to end up with 1 multiplication problem instead of 2. I think that's a little easier. Okay, so this was multiplication, Georgia. You said I'm going to multiply 2 times 3b. Okay, what is the answer, Hayden? 2 times 3b would be? B. A lot of b's.
6b.
You got it. Write that down.
Not bad.
Keep simplifying. B plus 6b. What could I
B
put
is
in?
also the
What could I put in front of b that helps me with the number?
B.
Baylor?
1.
A number 1. 1b plus 6b is 7b. Does that equal 4b? No. Cross it out. A is not the answer. Let's go down to b and draw a line, separate it. We're going to test out the answer b. B said 3b plus ab, just one of them. You can put a 1 in there, and what would 3b plus 1b be, Riley? It's 4b, and that does work. 4b was equivalent to 4b. That's the one you're looking for. Circle it. But because there could be more than one answer, you can't just stop at B and say, yep, moving on. You got to test all of these. So let's go to C and see if that one is the answer. C. A lot of C's and B's, my goodness. Let's do purple. And let's jot it down here. 2 parentheses 2B. What does that mean if there's a number next to parentheses, Kiana?
Then you multiply.
2 times 2B is what, Kiana?
4b.
Is that equivalent to the answer that they wanted us to look for?
Yes.
It is. So that's also an answer. Your answer for this would be B and C. There are 2 answers, so you have to circle both to get it right. If you just circle one of them, unfortunately, it is entirely wrong. You would get blunder points for having partially correct, but it's not the whole correct answer. You try this one on your own. Z plus Z plus 6. Can I combine Z plus 6 in parentheses?
Yeah. No.
Is that the same term? No, so I'm going to give you the first step. Just write it out like this, Z plus 6 without the parentheses now, and you're going to combine. You know what? This one's not good. I don't like this. Let's finish off the first step. Z plus Z would be how many Z's, Ty? Z plus Z is what? Ty?
2z.
Yeah. So we're going to put 2Z plus 6. That's our checkpoints. So you're going to solve for A, B, and C. and it should equal 2b plus 6. Which of these are equivalent to 2z plus 6? That's what you're checking for. As I'm walking around, I should see this amount of work.
Why do you rewrite it?
Just because I need to do that problem, and so I'm gonna write this to the side and then simplify it. So that's a z plus a z plus a z. Can you combine 3 z's together? Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 2.
There's 3 of them, yep.
Wait, so, but if you add that, would that be 3z plus 6?
Mm-hmm. Is that equivalent?
Wait, none of
Equivalent
them
to
are
what?
2z plus 6.
none of them are equivalent.
So is it equivalent to 2z plus 6? This green part should be boxed. You're testing out all of these to match that. Does it equal 2z plus 6? No, that first one is 3z. So it's close, but not exact. Cross it out. Is b going to be 2z plus 6? Parker, what does b simplify to?
B simplifies to z plus 12.
That's not 2z plus 6, so cross it out.
Wouldn't number 2 be 12 plus 6? Z?
Which one?
Number 2.
Yeah,
I mean, B.
12 plus z or z plus
None of
12.
them.
Simplify that.
So that one doesn't work. Let's go to C. Cooper, what does C simplify to? Distribute them. 2 times z would be what?
2 times 2. 2 times
Well, you
z
already know
would be
that
2z plus 6. No.
There could be no answers, so we can't just process of elimination for this one. 2z plus 6 is C. Rayland, is that equal our checkpoint? 2z plus 6 equals 2z plus 6. Once you simplify all of them, you have the answer. It should be C. Moving on. Example 2. This one looks a little bit funky, and I'm going to have you turn and talk after reading it to see what's kind of different about it. What expressions are equivalent to 2 times 4f plus 2g? Look at the first example and the u-try. You have z plus 6 and 4b. What is different about example 2? It's 2 times 4f plus 2g. Talk to your partner 15 seconds. Go. What's kind of
Like,
Yeah, there's 2,
two different numbers. F, D, G, B.
variable? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's different about this problem, Kiana?
There's 2 different variables.
And those 2 variables are f and g. It doesn't really change much. Just notice that that can happen. Chico talking 1. So 2 times 4f plus 2g is going to look like this. Let's rewrite it and then distribute to get our checkpoint. Every single time you have that checkpoint, you have to simplify it before moving on. 2 times 4f would be 8f. 2 times 2g would be 4g. Can I simplify that any more from there, Aaron? Can I combine the 8f and the 4g?
No, because they're 2 different variables.
Beautiful. So that's your checkpoint. 8f plus 4g is boxed, and we're moving on. Does A match our checkpoint? Thumb up or thumb down? You don't have to simplify at all. You know it's not correct. Thumb should be down. Cross it out. 8f plus 2g is close, but the 2 should be a 4. What about 2f plus 4 times 2g? We have to simplify that, so let's write it out. What do I do to simplify this one, Meta? Good. What's 2f times 4, Meta? What's 2f times 4?
8f.
Good. What's 2f times 2g, because there's an f there as well, you have to include it, and it's actually going to make something you haven't seen before. It's a double variable term. Gf is not the same as g. This one is really close, but we can't circle it. It's not exact. You can just kind of ignore that, put it in your back pocket. You won't see that a lot in 7th grade. If you do get it, you've probably made a blunder somewhere. Cooper.
So wait, how does that?
Sorry, Cooper, we're not 100% respect. Check your voice and track Cooper or track the board. Go ahead.
So then 2f can't go to 4?
2f times 4 is 8f. 2f times 2g is 4g and f. So there's 2 variables there since the 2f was outside. So that's not going to be the answer. Is 8f plus 4g 8f plus 4g? Yeah, that's equivalent. Chico, turn. Circle that one. And 2 more. Let's check C or D. That one's not simplified. 4 times 2f plus g. What do I do for that one first, Brayden? It's not simplified, so I need to keep going. What do I multiply?
You're going to multiply the 4 times the 2, which is 8. And
It-
then the 4 times the g, which is 4g.
Good. Does that match your checkpoint? Yeah, circle it. That's another answer you found. Aaron, track the boards. Simplify the last part, Hunter. E says 4f plus 4g. What would that simplify to? And is that matching the checkpoint?
Yes.
Yeah. So you now have 3 possible answers. They are all circled. And moving on. Last example, then you try. Which expressions are equivalent to -6 plus 3 times 2 plus -4t? This guy is a mess, similar to the ones with decimals and fractions. It looks really confusing with all of the parentheses. We got to clean it up before we can do anything with it. Let's focus on the grouping first. Look at your parentheses. You have a 2 plus a -4t. This parentheses needs to be cleaned up, so I have 1 sign.
Why is it 2 parentheses?
They're trying to kind of confuse you, and they're saying 2 is being added to a -4. So this -4 is in parentheses, but it doesn't have to be. Go ahead and write it like 2 minus 4t. So because there's a plus and a minus, it just makes 1 minus sign. Do you see how that's simplified?
But there's like 2 parentheses on the very...
Right, so that -4 can just be ignored with the parentheses. Just drop the parentheses once you simplify it. They're kind of trying to trick you by putting it as adding a negative number. You don't need to do that. Put the 3 next to the parentheses and the -6 to the left of the 3. Can you add the 2 and the -4t? Chico, board of paper, please. Cooper, can I add those parentheses?
No.
You can't because? Tell me more.
One has a T.
They're different terms, yeah. So we're not going to add anything. We do need to distribute from here. Hayden, track the boards and give me the next step, please. Hayden, what would I do with the 3?
I don't know actually.
If it's next to parentheses, what does it mean? What operation?
Times.
Yeah, and when we shake hands, we're gonna keep going.
3
Wow,
times 2.
that's 6. And keep going from there. What's the next step? You shook hands with the 2. I need to shake hands with the -4. What's 3 times -4t?
Huh?
What's 3 times -4t?
Oh, 11. -11.
Close. 3 times 4 is...
Oh, 12. My bad.
Good. Blenders are part of math. That is nothing to apologize about. -6 plus 6 minus 12t. Last step to simplify. What do I do with these 2 constants, Baylor?
It just, well, 6 plus -6 is just 0.
Yeah. So 0 minus 12t could be rewritten as negative 12t. Box that. There is your checkpoint. You just did a ton of work for, bless you, the checkpoint.
Thank you.
Luckily, these are all simplified. So which one matches negative 12t? What would my answer be, Ace?
A.
A is correct. Negative 12t is equivalent to negative 12t. You try this one on your own.
Can I use the question? Then it goes to the question. Mr. McAfee?
Uh-huh.
Say what do you do if it's 5 plus negative 3 in parentheses and then 6x minus 5 in parentheses? Do you if you're gonna use what's it called? Where you
Distributive property.
yeah, just distributive property. Would you still use a
Would you still use the negative 3?
my question is like the 3 is in parentheses, but I was wondering if you still use the 3 or you would use the 5.
You'd still use the 3. Yeah.
Okay.
So you don't have to have parentheses around this negative. Whenever they do put parentheses around a single number, you can always drop it. If that's
Around a
confusing
single
you,
number and
just drop a single number. You can't drop the parentheses around 2 terms, but you can around just
but if it has a the letter beside it,
you can still drop it. Yeah.
okay.
A negative 3x could be dropped still. Yeah, just one term. That's distributing, so you're going to multiply the negative 3 times the 6x, negative 3 times negative 5. Try to finish that in 1 minute. We're going to vote. A, B, or C.
I know what that means. I didn't know it.
We're going to rock, paper, scissors. Give me a 1, 2, a 3. 1 for A, 2 for B, 3 for C. Show me your answer. 1, 2, 3. Some debate. I saw 1s. I saw some 3s. A couple 2s, but mostly 1 and 3 for this one. Chico, sit down and look at the U-try, because this one is tricky. Hands down, why would you say these are none of the, no answer could be correct? Why is this one none of above? Prove it to me, Ace.
Because you actually times it 3 by 6 and you get 18 and you get negative 15.
Try it again. Negative 3 times negative 5 is what? 15 positive. So once you put that in, the 5 and the 15 combine to make 20. Is there a negative 18x plus 20 in this option? This is close, but not exact. The 20 is negative. This is our first problem that has no answers. Put none of the above. Chico, make sure this is on your page before you start.